Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
I love my husband. I love my kids. I finally decided to love myself too. For me, like, God is the head of my life. And I really sought him like never before because, I mean, God forbid I moved to another state and then...
The content that I have for you today is so damn ridiculous that the original poster deleted it off of her TikTok. And I think it's for right reason. After the internet got a hold of it and shamed her for her ridiculous psychopathic thoughts and beliefs, which led to the actions of her abandoning her family, her husband, and her kids due to her own selfishness. Guys, we got to get after this particular conversation the only way that we know how. And shout out to the...
Hey, bro, how common is this, bro? Mothers that abandon their families? Because we always hear about the fathers, the dads, the man that abandons the family. But what about the moms, the wives, the women that abandon their families? The babies, the mamas.
Actually, not the MT Army, but one of the members of the MT Rers, one of the lovely ladies, sent me this video because, again, it's deleted off of her TikTok. Let's get after it. Without further ado.
I love my husband. I love my kids.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
And I moved to a whole new city. A whole new state, rather.
Yeah, pretty girl moving to a new town? Yeah, she about to be freaked out.
Just me. No one else. And I didn't move because I didn't...
Because she don't got no reputation there yet.
Love them, but I finally decided to love myself too.
Oh.
And so for years, like, I put myself on the back burner, you know, just being a mom, being a wife, which is great, you know, it's awesome. But, you know, all this time, like, I was wearing a smile, but deep down, like, I wasn't really happy inside, you know. And so one day I realized that I couldn't keep living a life that made everyone else comfortable while I was crumbling inside. So literally, like, I made the most hardest decision, like, ever, like the most soul stretching decision, like, ever, and that was to pack my bags and move to Nashville. I actually, one day I just woke up and, you know, I was just like, well, I can't do this anymore. Like,
This is horrific.
I feel like I need to do something different, like, other than what I'm doing. And I felt like I needed to find me again.
Matter of fact, she look like she in a hotel right now.
Like I said, because, you know, I felt like I was losing myself. So anyway, like, rewinding, I had actually applied for a position with Vanderbilt. And I ended up getting the position, and they were offering a sign-on bonus as well as a relocation bonus.
So it wasn't that you got up and just thought to do this one day. It was planned. You applied for it. This is a position in a different city. No, I'm sorry, a different state. It's amazing to me that these women will abandon their families, will destroy their families for their own internal selfishness. You're not abandoning your family because there's a domestic issue. There's no abuse. No one is putting you in harm's way. And in fact, you just wanted time for yourself. And even the lifestyle that she lives, and we can get into it right in a couple of seconds up on her TikTok, seems like a beautiful lifestyle. Sounds like to me through your selfishness that you want to go back to the streets, that you want to go back to getting your back blown out by casuals. You want to go back to your Sex in the City type of a lifestyle. But let's keep listening.
And
She didn't feel like she deserved that life, bro. She felt like she didn't deserve it. She doesn't feel like she's worth it. So she runs back to being slutted out, you know? Like, come on, bro.
yeah,
That's what she feels like she deserves, is to be slutted out.
like, I got the position and I took it. So anyway, no safety net, like, no
Somebody mama.
guarantees, no nothing. I applied for my apartment and everything. Like, I literally, like, got approved for everything, like, right away. So it seems like everything had just fell into my lap. Like, it was what I was supposed to be doing.
Got it.
And because of that, like, it really validated my decision to leave.
Man, she probably think this is a blessing from God. You know what I'm saying? The way she think is just fell in her lap like that. You destroyed a family in the process. That's not a blessing from God, bro. It's a blessing from somebody, but not from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you got that blessing from. Might be a curse, actually. A curse in disguise. You know how they always talk about that's a blessing in disguise, right? But curses can come in disguises too, right?
And so I did that. I get to Nashville. I started rebuilding my life. You know, I even like started thinking like of another business endeavor that I had been thinking about for like the past 5 years that I never like built up the courage to do. And if you know me, like you know I've had businesses, even like just saving money, paying off debt, like rebuilding my credit, like everything. Like I got my stuff back up, which I'm like totally proud of. And now
You guys being able to see why the men in this side of the internet continue to preach to the men why you must be the backbone of the relationship, why you need to be the foundation of the relationship, why you need to be the leader of the relationship. Men cannot move this way by the airy-fairiness of your thoughts in a particular moment, because the irrationality, the feelings that guide them within their lives can be so destructive as to destroy the foundation of said family. They will let this made-up feeling, and they'll call it a gut feeling, take them away from their children, away from their husband, back to the streets from where they came. She has a husband.
Basically, what he's saying, in less words, is a woman will destroy everything that was built based off of her feelings. And I'm not even saying that's all women, but definitely her.
Multiple children, plural. And she still looks like she's in her 20s, so the kids are probably super young. When the children need you most, you want to be a boss bee. What? Men, if you're...
Hey, what if this has always been the case, though? Women abandoning their families, like... Or what if this is just like the start of this shit? What if that becomes a more common thing? You know, women... They want, because what's that term? They want their cake and they want to eat it too, right? What if the women just started having families early and then abandoning the family to go pursue their dreams? All right, and it's gonna be a epidemic of single fathers raising kids by themselves because the women left their families, right? I don't know, man.
In any relationship and you are not the leader, then you are at the whim of the emotional control of a woman's emotions. And that's a position that you never want to be.
like I'm getting ready to graduate with my master's in public health here in September 5th to be exact. And honestly, like I still have like a long ways to go. Like there's still so much that I want to do. I cried, I prayed, like I healed, and I did a lot, like, and I found me. But like I said, like I'm not done yet, and I'm like so damn proud of how far that I've come. Like you don't even know the half. And I contemplated about whether like I wanted to even share this, you know, because yeah, like I've always like shared, you know, good news about, you know, certain things happening like in my life, but I've never just opened up and really just shared my truth to people. So this is new for me, and it's definitely like, you know, taking a leap of faith, because this is nothing that I, you know, ever really like imagined doing.
And we're the...
Hey, she need to come to my town, bro. She need to come to my city, run into me. I'll show you a leap of faith.
But yeah, this is my
corny. I know.
Story. And honestly, like this is for any woman who feels stuck or torn or like scared to choose herself. You're not a bad mom. You're not a bad wife.
Hey, but that's how it be, though. That's how it be. You a man, you love this woman. You'll crash out for this woman. You'll put your life on the line for this woman. You adore this woman. And she leave you to go be in the streets with a bunch of dudes that could care, that don't care about her at all. They just want to use her and kick her to the curb, or use her and keep her around just for that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You could love a woman with your whole being, and she'll leave you and go be with a dude that don't even care about her. You know, she could die tomorrow and he don't give a damn. He just wanted to get his nut off. Bruh, that's crazy. Your girl get the last day. Bro, that's crazy. This scenario sound effed up as hell. Your girl leave you and go get humped on by another dude. He do what he gotta do. He nut all up in her or whatever. So the last trace of DNA in her is another dude. She get hit by a car and die. The last thing she did, your wife, your woman, was get ran through by another man. You don't even get the chance to even dominate her again because she dead. Bruh, she got hit by a car. That's effed up. So you won't even her last. That's effed up, bruh. I mean, you'll be sad too because she dead or whatever, but still though, you in the back of your mind somewhere, you gotta think, damn, this was my wife. She done got ran through and penetrated by another dude and then died. That's fucked up. She probably wouldn't have died too if she would have kept her ass in the house. She probably would still be alive if she ain't go out there in the streets.
It doesn't mean that you're
because the streets is where the cause is.
Abandoning love. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning your family. It just means that you're making space for the version of you that has been buried so long under obligation. And that's exactly what it was.
Men.
And this is another reason why, and I'm not saying this is my belief, but this is another reason why a percentage of men don't think women would make great leaders, because they abandon responsibility because they can't handle the pressure. They abandon it all and say, this new version of me that was buried under all of this oppression, right? Well, leadership is going to be pressure, or I guess you could call it a form of oppression, right? Because now you're buried by responsibility. Now you're buried by accountability. That's part of being a leader. That's part of being a boss. Is you take all the blame, but you give all the credit. That's what being a leader is, bro. And that's why a lot of people don't believe that women can be in positions of leadership because of stuff like this. Y'all don't make good cases for yourself. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying that could be a possibility as to why people believe that.
Can't do this. All right. I don't never want to see none of you dudes out here making some talking into the camera, talking about buried under the burden of obligation. That's what we are made to do. We are made to be obligated. We are made to provide structure, to provide support, to lead. That's what we're put on this planet to do. You put these women in leadership positions and they crumble to the emotions. And the sickness is that they...
Hey, it's an honor to be on the same page with MTR, goddamn it.
Fold and act like it was the empowerment. And they'll upload videos to the internet instructing other women to follow them. Where are the women out there that see content like this and critique it the same way that I'll do? Because her in her echo chamber, through whatever media that she's been looking at, really thought that this was a great idea. No, ma'am. The flex would be figuring it out within your family. The flex would be continuing the marriage. What in the world is happening here? She's acting like being selfish while already having a family is empowerment. This is bullshit mindset.
If you are in your breaking point area, like, girl, I totally see you. Like, I see you. But you just...
Come my way in your breaking point area. You know how girls say, what girls be saying? They be like, if you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. Well, at her worst, right, she's getting ran through by a bunch of niggas. So, you know, why would I want to be parts of that seriously, right? You know, because what's her best? How long you going to be at your worst, shawty? When are you going to be at your best? You know what I'm saying? If you so used to being at your worst all the time, then how are you ever gonna be at your best? How are we gonna get to that part? That's the part. You know what I'm saying? And if you reverse that, what if men said, well, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best? Well, what does that look like? That look like the song Mike Jones made way back in the day. Back then they didn't want me, now hot they all on me. So what's a man's worst? The part that the women don't want to be there for. What's a man's best? The finish line, the part that all the women want to be there for. So you know how fucked up that is? Bro, we don't get the same type of reciprocation. You can't handle me at my worst, you can't deserve me at my best. Like, what?
If that is something that you're wanting to do, like, I would just say pray about it. You know, for me, like, God is the head of my life, and I really sought him like never before, because I mean, God forbid I moved to another state and then, you know, the worst happens, you know. But everything fell into place, and then, you know, even my husband and I, like, our relationship got better. It started off like really rocky, but we got better, and, you know, we developed a deeper understanding of each other. And I feel like things are better than ever because I know who I am now, like, even more so. Because when we got married, I was a 22-year-old girl. I had a 5-month-old baby, and I didn't know nothing about being grown. And I was just going along with him, just following his lead, you know. And because of that, I really didn't know who I was. Like I said, I was just going along, you know, just following my man, you know.
You think she ever tried to communicate that? You know what I'm saying? I believe she could have figured this out within the context of her marriage and her family. I think she could have found her purpose while still at the same time being a present mom and a present wife. Countless people have done it. It's worked before, right? Now, look, man, everybody's different. I get it. But still, it's a way you go about things. You don't just abandon your family. We're not about to make that okay. You're not about to talk me into believing her reason for abandoning her family is justified, right? If she wanted to leave, then you can't make nobody stay there that don't want to be there. But you don't just abandon. Man, you know how that's going to F up them kids, bro? They're going to have abandonment issues. That they going to be...
He was older, and, you know, he had the life and everything. But I had to find, like, what works for me. And I'm so glad that I did, because, yeah, it was literally, like, the best thing I ever could have done for myself. Because, yeah.
I honestly didn't think I would have this much to say about this video.
I want to get into a full discussion about God and God-fearing here, but you guys already know I talk ill of the women that say that they want a God-fearing man, and then you go and look at their digital footprint, their presence, or even look at some of their friends, and they are anything but God-fearing. But do we really think that God would appreciate you abandoning your family just so that you can focus on your own internal desires? Now, meanwhile, you know, this video, prior to being deleted, you know, she had the comment section off because she couldn't handle the comments,
She knew it was wrong.
criticism, the critique, the feedback that this video is getting. And it means to me that, like, you know, and this goes especially for dudes that are out there, if you ever feel like, you know, you're having a conversation with somebody, you always just say to yourself, like, I wish that there was a third party in here to listen, because she's making me feel like I'm crazy right now for saying these very logical things. But logic doesn't matter if her feelings are in control of the conversation. It's just about what she feels within this. But if they post it up on the internet, then they get objective, well, subjective, because it's based off people's biases, but their opinion into, you know, what it is that she's saying. And that opinion can more so validate your points, your positions. And that's what happened in this particular matter. That's the only reason why she took it down after the fact. Now, I went up to this lovely young lady's Instagram in order to take a look to see if we can learn anything new. I'm sorry, it's not her Instagram, it's her TikTok. Actually, her Instagram, like, barely has anything on it, and some of these things are a repeat of her TikTok. But I came up on here and I found a couple of interesting things. The first thing that I saw is, like, look at this stove, baby. Now, that's a Found a couple interesting things. The first thing that I saw is like, look at this stove, baby. Now, that's a Viking stove. And that stove alone, the double-decker stove, is like a $5,000 stove, all right? So I call this out to say is that she's living a fantastic lifestyle. Never was there a Viking stove ever in any Section 8 type of housing. They're one of the most
I don't even know what the hell a Viking stove is.
expensive stoves
I guess it's that.
that you can get. What's also interesting is that she's creating content about meals that she's making for her husband. Let's see where she came. Oh, wedding ring on. Look at that rock back there. Damn. So even if you're paying $20,000, $30,000 for wedding rings, apparently it doesn't matter, gents. Interesting finding. All right. Anyway, let's get off of this. I also noticed right here is in this.
So she never loved that man, bro. He probably bagged her. That's probably what it is. He probably was a provider, and she didn't really love him, and the guilt was probably getting to her. That's probably what it was. She knew she didn't love that man. She knew she didn't really want to be there. But that man had money. That man had resources. That man could provide. So she jumped aboard ship. And when she realized like she didn't really want to be there, but that still don't make it right to abandon him, though.
Actually posted,
especially if y'all got kids,
6 days ago. So 6 days ago, hold up, let's go back. 6 days ago, she's prioritizing, I'm trying to help get my followers up. You feel me? You should be trying to help get your family back. Like, the priorities is wild. I'm currently sitting at 643. Help your girl get the 1K, please. Like, this is absurd to me. This is so crazy. And of course, to cap off the wonderful life that she was living, she posts up videos of her dancing, and I can't play the music. Okay, due to copyright. But let's just call a spade. Let's just call this what it is. All right. If you want to stand in front of the world and justify abandoning your husband, your children without real cause, the cause of just selfishness, you are not showing strength. You are broadcasting selfishness. And what's so interesting is that these are the same ones that create content later on and call the man selfish. Meanwhile, that man was
No. They call him narcissistic.
His best to lead you in a direction of value, of standards, of structure. And you threw it all away. The title, the importance of being a wife as well as a mother is not just something that you can turn on and off like a light switch whenever you feel like. It's a decision that you made. It's a lifelong commitment that you made under God. And commitments denote sacrifice. It denotes obligation. Sacrifice and obligation that you'll have to put above yourself for a considerable amount of time. Sacrifices and obligations aren't meant to be when it's convenient for you. You need to do them when it's inconvenient for you. And that's why I tell all of my G's out there and why so much of my content goes over behaviors that lead to action. Because if you're not vetting the actions, if you're not vetting the mindset, so the behavior, before you put a damn ring on it, you must understand her aesthetics are going to fade. But the mindset, the character, the discipline, the loyalty will remain. And if a woman has the gall or the indecency to walk away, to abandon her family, then the family was never her highest priority in the first place. Guys, sometimes when I do this content, I get utterly exhausted after. I think I need to go take a damn cold shower after this one, right? Just go back to take a shower, go back to sleep, and go and restart my day. These are the ones that leave a lasting impression. And here's the thing. One of the MTRs resent this to me. I need some of the ladies to come down up in here and let me know what it is that you officially think about content like this. Because as men watch this, we are making rational decisions. We're making rational decisions because we're not dealing with women with the mindsets.
What kind of content do women watch, though? Like, outside of TikTok, right? What content creators do women watch?
Behavior, the stick-to-itiveness of our grandmothers anymore. It's a new version out here, a modern version that prioritizes.
Yeah, all these hoes gonna be somebody grandma one day, man. That's crazy. Now that you think about it, yeah, they gonna be somebody grandma one day, man. They probably already somebody mama right now. They gonna be somebody grandma one day, bruh.
Is the selfishness of their own wants over the commitment that it takes for family. So we got to see you guys pop off just as much as the men are going to be popping off down in the comment section down below, because we got to talk about this. Until next time, you two. Peace!
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say but smarter? Let me see what the comments talk about, bro. Guy said he ain't got anything to do with this. You're not a bad wife. You're not a bad mother for choosing you. The hell you ain't? This is great. She did everyone a favor. She didn't hold the kids hostage and use them as pawns against the father. All the father has to do is go to court and get full custody. Yeah, but it sucks that it has to be this way for the father to get full custody. The mother has to be completely terrible. And then, even then, he still got to fight for it. He still got to fight for the custody. That's crazy, bruh. Her eyes wander around as she explains, like she's still trying to rationalize it all as she is saying it. Right, and that's why she posted it, because she was hoping that everybody in the comment section would agree with her so she could feel better about her choice. But look, man, y'all like the video. Like, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Bruh, you recording?